New this morning, throughout this presidential campaign, NBC News has been speaking with undecided voters in key swing states because whichever way they break could decide who wins the White House.
NBC's Dasha Burns spoke with undecided voters and has more details.
Not for me,
Does
no.
not, no.
Who are you voting for?
They're the most coveted voters in America.
I'm still deciding.
Undecided voters across the 7 battleground states. NBC News has been interviewing them throughout the campaign.
I'm still kind of undecided.
But now, with 9 days left to go,
do you feel like you've learned enough?
We're following up. Have they made their decision?
It's an important factor.
Kate Snow spoke to Lynn Kelleher of Pennsylvania back in September after the Trump and Harris debate. Her thoughts then:
I'm not happy with either candidate.
We spoke to Lynn again this week. The lifelong Republican is weighing pocketbook issues and her conscience. She still considers herself undecided, but
if you had to make a decision right this moment with what you know right now, what do you do?
I'd have to vote for Kamala. Well, I think that she's misguided, as is her party. I don't think that she's an awful human being, and I think that Donald is.
Hannah Reid told us after the debate that Vice President Harris still had to win her vote.
She has a lot of questions she needs to answer before.
Hannah also remains undecided, but is leaning toward Vice President Harris.
Policy-wise, I would vote for Kamala.
Some of the undecided voters we spoke to earlier this election didn't want to share where they stand now. Others didn't respond to our request for an interview. This is what Denise Lewis of Arizona told Jacob Soboroff after the debate.
It feels like a connection has been formed between you and Vice President Harris that wasn't there before tonight.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, she's leaning toward Harris, but still uncertain.
Why are you still undecided?
Because I'm not hearing what I need to hear. It might even come down to a coin toss. Yeah, a mental coin toss.
Tufts University professor Brian Schaffner says traditionally only about half of undecideds will vote. And in the last 2 elections, they've broken for Trump.
It seems like what was happening in both those races is that you had a lot of Republicans who were pretty reluctant to vote for Trump and therefore were pretty non-committal up until the last moment.
Back in September, Pennsylvania restaurant owner Andrew Wallace appeared to be swayed a little.
You told me you're about 51% Trump, 49% Harris right now after the debate tonight.
Yeah.
Moved a tiny bit for you.
But now
I'm between going to the ballot box and choosing the day of or sitting home. It's hard for me to sit out, but I don't like either candidate.
A choice for many isn't just between 2 candidates, but between voting or staying home. Dasha Burns, NBC News.